Are we started? Oh, hold on. I got to get the date right. Shit, it's not the 3rd.
It's the 8th, 17th.
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 All right. And are we ready?
And
All right. And we're back. Sovereign Minds, the podcast. I don't know why that strikes me as funny. October 17th, 2025. It's a whole new world. We're down here at the epicenter of freedom
I don't know about that.
at Mountaintop Media, and we're doing it again. It's the Sovereign Minds podcast, and man, I'll tell you what the title is today. It's You Can't Hide Your Lion Eyes, and it's podcast number 157. And so...
We couldn't be talking about certain individuals or certain
now
political parties or anything.
when we were setting this show up, we were talking about this is a kind of like about the children, and it kind of morphed into a few other things too. But this is really about the children, and this is about, I mean, some of these people are just, I can't think of any other word, deranged, evil.
Delusional?
It's worse. It's evil. It really is.
It's evil.
It's evil when you start thinking that evil is good. You know, that's the old Eddie Murphy vampire and Brooklyn thing. You know, Al Sharpton, therefore evil is good. You know, let's play this clip.
Yeah,
and
but
then
these are adults, or supposed to be.
they're handing out, maybe Leslie can set this up. They're handing out bracelets that say, "Is he dead yet?" in 8647.
Yeah, they're at a farmer's market in Wisconsin. And some guy, without the parents, without asking them, and it looks like a Democratic voting booth. All the signs around it say, if you're sick of this, vote Dem. And he hands a bracelet to her 8-year-old. Doesn't talk to the parents. And the bracelet says, "Is he dead yet?"
Wow.
Go ahead and play. We're just verifying, is this...
In Wisconsin,
Okay,
Winnebago County Democrats are accused of giving a bracelet, which read, "Is he dead yet?" referring to President Donald Trump. They gave that bracelet at their stand at a farmer's market to an 8-year-old little boy.
I see the man leaning over and giving one of our children a bracelet, and I kind of waited for it. I thought, oh, this is going to be fun, you know, whatever. But the child runs over, hands it to us, and we both look down, and my sister-in-law said, "I don't really know what it says." And I said, "Well, it says, 'Is he dead yet?'" And we both kind of look at each other in shock, and I walk back over to the table, and I hand it back to him, and I said, "We don't wear hate speech here." And I had to walk away because I was seething. And I went and continued and bought a few more items, and then I decided to come back and confront them a second time. So at that point, I started going through the bracelets. I found others that contained not so nice language, including 8647, which I'm sure you've heard that one before.
Yeah.
And I said, "Are any of these appropriate for children?" And he said, "No, I suppose they're not." And I said, "Okay, then why are you handing them to my 8-year-old child?" And I read off a couple others to them, and he picked up the basket and he said, "Well, here, I'll just remove them then." And I said, "Okay, that would be a good start." I called the farmer's market manager as I was walking home. We live very close to downtown. Our kids actually have a farmer's market booth every other week, and so we're down there a lot. We know the manager, and she was very kind, and she said, "You're not the first person to call and complain about their booth today." In fact, there were about 10 complaints total that particular day.
In Wisconsin, Winnebago County Democrats are accused of giving a bracelet, which read,
think
"Is
we're
he
there.
dead yet?"
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're back. So, you know what this reminds me? Do you know what this reminds me of? Is when I was speaking at the Board of Supervisors meeting a year or two ago, whatever it was, and I was pointing out that some of the worst people that I knew that were racist were black. You come back with, well, that's different.
Right.
And it's the same thing with, there's anything that they do, hate speech, whether it's racism, whatever it is, you know, and I'm not talking about black people, I'm talking about Democrats in general here and these left-wing off-the-charts guys. Everything they do is exactly what they're accusing you of, but when they do it, it's not it.
Yeah, but, and the guy's answer, it's like, "No, I guess it probably isn't appropriate." Then what the hell are you doing? Are you just doing it
being-
until somebody says something? As long as nobody says anything, you're going to hand it
That's
up
exactly
to the
right.
kids?
That's exactly right. These people have gotten away with it for years. Whether
Wow.
I mean, the absolute definition of of hate speech is, asking somebody if the president's dead yet is not. I mean, really,
It's like, what will you do if you don't think you're going to get caught? Where's the line being drawn
all
here
I'm
at
saying
all?
is whatever they say doesn't matter. Whatever you say can be used against you in a court of law. I
Well,
mean, that's
that's-
their
yeah.
attitude. Is they can do no wrong, you can't do no right, and it's exactly the opposite. So here's what we're going to do. Let's go with this. This is AB 495 that was just passed, and I
Right.
guess takes effect January 1st of 26. Is that
yeah,
that
that's
is
what
that where
Leslie
we at?
left up. Yeah.
And so, what is this about? As it says, now we've talked to some people, we've asked some questions. Does it exclude, that if you go on and you ask any of the Democrats or you look at the mainstream media, oh no, it doesn't deny parents' rights. This AB 95, it doesn't. What does it do? It doesn't take away any of the kids' rights away. It's about protections for the children, right? Because that's how it always is.
No, it doesn't take any of the parents' rights away.
Yeah.
They are still in full control. Wrong answer.
Except that what the bill and the experts say, and I hate to use the word experts, but read for yourself. Go and look at the affidavit. They've got an affidavit here. Makes a sweeping change to the California Family Code by expanding who can fill out a caregiver's authorized affidavit. Most disturbing, the updated affidavit explicitly states 3 times a parent's signature or court seal is not required. That language is not found in the current form, but is repeated multiple times in the updated version proposed by AB 495.
So I can just be some weird lady that gets an affidavit and signs it, fills it all out, and presents it to the school or whoever, and it's all good because even though you're the parent, no parent has to sign it. No
Well,
proof of who I am.
It says that this change is not cosmetic. It removes any doubt that a caregiver can act without the knowledge or consent of a child's parents. Now,
What's the definition of caregiver?
Well, that could be anybody.
Exactly.
It could be anybody. I mean, that could be their friend's parents who's LGBTQ and is trying to convert them into some kind of a transgender child or
Yeah,
something.
I
or-
saw you
or-
with your child, and I didn't like the way you talked to him, so now I'm their caregiver.
Yeah, here we signed it and turned it in.
Yeah.
And then so it's really, this is disturbing because what are they doing? They are taking the parents' rights away. And,
Oh, yeah.
And Assemblywoman woman Rodriguez, I guess this was passed by what's her name, Celeste Rodriguez. She pretends that the affidavit says the opposite. These people will lie to you about everything. You cannot believe anything that comes out of their mouths. They will lie to you about everything.
Yeah, and it makes it sound like, to start with, I believe, that the parents have are involved in this process of this paper. And that's not the truth of it at all. Somebody can do it without the parents knowing at all.
It says right there, and then you can go to the form, and it says that there's three statements. These 3 statements above were taken from the updated caregiver's authorization affidavit found in the text of AB 95. So parent signature or signature is not required with the court. The court doesn't have to sign off. The forms are completed. Parent signature or seal is not required. So warning: local educational agencies and healthcare service providers, a parent signature or seal or signature from a court is not required. That's in the actual affidavit, and we can show it to you. Okay.
So one of my questions would be, is there a paper to sign out that puts it on file that says nobody can present one of these papers to pick up my kids? You know what I mean? To protect
Well,
the
that's what
children?
it's saying. It's saying California School Board Association confirms anyone with an affidavit can pick up a child from school.
Can I, as a parent, fill out another piece of paper that says, no, you
I don't
will
think so.
not accept any of these affidavits?
You could, let's say you filled it out one day, they come back with an affidavit the next day, and it doesn't matter. So this is undermining parents' rights.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wow.
Well, and when you look at it, because I sat in either physically in or watched online every single one of the hearings and committee meetings. And both times that they testified, Nicole Pearson, who's an attorney, looked through this verbiage and said, I don't feel comfortable with the lack of safeguards. I will rewrite this. If your intention, because everybody that comes at you for questioning this says it's for illegal alien children who
Yes.
their parents, get sent out by ICE while they're in school. Well, one, when you sign your kid up for school, whether they're illegal or legal, you give them a list of 4 adults that are safe adults that you chose. That's already in the works. You can do that. So every student that's enrolled in California has a contact list of safe people
okay.
to pick them up. So is there a need for something like this? No. But if you're going to put something in like this, Nicole offered to do pro bono, fix the verbiage to close the loopholes to keep our children safe, and only have this apply to immigrant children whose parents may get picked up by customs or immigration. And they said no.
Well, obviously,
Wow.
they said it's not in the bill, the one who wrote the bill. So why would they say that? So it was so broad that it basically casts the net over all the children. Why would they say that's not on purpose, right?
And to Leslie's point, if you already have 4 people on there, why do you have this at all?
Exactly. Unless there's some nefarious reason why somebody else would pick up the kids without permission of the parents. I mean, there's no other explanation. If you don't need the parents' signature, that means you can bypass the parents anytime you want, which means, and the other people that are listed, which means there's only one thing that it could be, that anybody with this affidavit could walk into your school and walk away with your kid, and there's not a damn thing you could do about it legally. It's kind of like stealing your house.
Which they do.
Which they do.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go down a little farther and take a look at the affidavit. Legal experts agree AB 95 violates parents' rights, undermine their fundamental rights as parents. It makes medical and education decisions for their children, allows adults with little or no accountability override parents' decisions. Does this look like maybe the state coming in and taking your child for, I don't know, because you don't like the fact that they want to transition and they're going to bypass you, or you don't like the fact that they're going to give your
Yeah, it
kids
just adds
blockers?
layers to that because they already have that where, the school people can take your kids and
Now
go
they
to
don't even have to
medical
go to court.
attention and all that.
Now they don't even have to go to court. They show up with an affidavit, and then your kid's gone, and now you're going to have to figure out a way to get it back if you can.
Yeah.
Fails to provide due process to parents before their rights are sidelined.
Yeah. So this is bypassing all due process. This is bypassing the parents' rights, period, and taking somebody that you have no idea who is, you have no approval right, comes in and takes custody of your child anytime they feel like it.
Yep. And they don't. And the person that's taking your children, they don't have to prove who they are or anything. Just here's a piece of paper, and give me the kid.
And you can not believe us, but do your own homework. I mean, there's plenty of places to look and see if what we're saying is true. I mean, there's a list of attorneys. Let's go down and look at the affidavit. You can do your homework and look at the actual affidavit. So what's AB's real goals? Bypass parents and force acceptance. Openly, the supporters of AB 495 have openly admitted that why these changes are being made. Kristen Power, the representative for the Alliance of Children's Rights, told Assembly Human Services Committee back in April that some schools and hospitals don't accept the current affidavit without a parent's signature, which is the way it should be. Instead of viewing this skepticism as a safeguard, her organization proposes introducing AB 495 to ensure that schools and medical providers accept the form without talking to the parents.
Right.
There you go. How much more do you need? Bottom line, okay?
Tell
In
us you
short-
have an agenda without telling us you have an agenda.
Right.
Instead of protecting the children by ensuring proper parental involvement, Power wants to sidestep parents altogether.
Now, human traffickers, could they do this?
No, because it requires that you sign under penalty of perjury that you know the child, and bad guys don't ever do anything
No.
false.
They never.
They wouldn't
lie.
They wouldn't lie.
No lying.
No. Boy, there's a lot of money in child trafficking, and they just disappear too. I mean, who's this? How could they even follow up? The guy comes in, takes your child, gives the affidavit, boom, the kid's gone, he's gone. Does anybody know where they live?
Yeah, and how long is it going to take before you know that your child's gone? and then
So we got
Hours.
First thing I would do is maybe you need to put a chip in them. That'll stop it. People might have problems with that. Go ahead and go all.
just the whole
I
thing
think you
is-
can see the affidavit if we look at it too.
the
Dan.
whole thing is just
ahead
crazy
and-
to think that it even got signed into
Yeah.
law.
So there's
and that's going to take effect is craziness.
So there's copies of the affidavit. You can look at it. You can look at what they got. The highlighted, at the bottom, a seal or signature from a court is not required. The form is not required to be notarized. It does not mean that does not mean that the caregiver has legal custody of a minor. A person relies on this affidavit has no obligations to make any further inquiry or investigation. A relative. I mean, anybody can. This
Yeah.
tells you anybody can walk up. If you do not have the information requested, California driver's license or ID, or government issue consular card, provide another form of ID as your social security number. Okay, so they're gonna, if somebody's kidnapping your kids, I'm sure they're gonna give you a proper ID and an address, right?
Sure, they're going to tell the truth. They're going to
help-
fill out that and tell the truth, and they're going to put on there, I am stealing your child. Sure they are.
So when signed by a relative, it could be any relative, I guess. I don't know. A seal or signature not. It's seal or signature. The court is not required. The form is not required to be notarized. Wow.
A relative
Hey, look at
covers a lot.
this.
A health care
Care
service
provider
provider who acts in good faith reliance on a caregiver's authorization affidavit to provide medical or dental care without actual knowledge of facts or contrary to those
Yep.
stated in the affidavit is not subject to criminal liability or to civil liability to any person and is not subject to professional disciplinary action. So there's no accountability for any of the people that let this happen.
So if we're just looking out for the rights of children of immigrants, why do we need to put all of this in here unless we're already addressing the fact that people want to hold medical entities accountable for mutilating their children?
Right.
This way, whoever the adult is brings in this piece of paper and they can medically mutilate your child and you have no recourse because they're not held
This
liable.
is kind of like
Right.
is this kind of like Pfizer getting an exemption from their vaccine, so they can't be held liable civilly or criminally. So that if anything
hell
goes wrong, like
pharmaceuticals, yeah.
people die or something. Sorry about that. Yeah. So that's what we're
Wow.
talking about. I don't know if there's any more down here, Les, but let's. I think that's it. So let's go to Grok.
This is scary stuff.
Let's go to Grok. So we asked Grok. We asked Grok about, now we're moving on to a next bill. This is Senate Bill 450. And we asked Grok to explain Senate Bill 450.
Because we understood Senate Bill 450 to have something to do with the children.
Adoptions.
Yeah, with the children.
And so we search through there, go down. We look through we asked Grok, is there anything in here? And then I asked it, does this address adoptions? No, Senate Bill 450 does not address adoptions. Blah, blah, blah,
It's
blah,
all
blah,
about
blah.
building apart, living quarters on the backs of SB 9. This one.
Yeah, then it
This
says,
SB
but it's
450.
okay, possible mix-ups. If you meant a different SB related to adoptions, here's a quick base. So the answer is no, but wait a minute. Yes, right there. Foster and care adoptions. Yes, streamlined adoption process for foster children reduces court delays. January 1st of 20.
But see, that's an old one.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
that's the 2018 one. They are still not giving you the 2025 bill on purpose.
Right. And this one went into effect that we're looking at right now of January of this year.
Right.
So then we asked Grok again. This time we asked Grok, what about Senate Bill 450, 2025, 2026?
Bill title, Adoption.
The adoption state court jurisdiction. And of course, this is done by, I don't know, some Democrat. I can't even say her name. Menjivar. Okay. Co-sponsored partisan Democrat bill 6-0. This bill amends existing California law on the adoption of unmarried minors. Okay. So maybe you can explain a little bit on this, Leslie. What do you think this law, what do you think this is doing?
So when you asked what happens when they leave the state with your students, and you don't know where your kid went, how long it's going to be. This one broadens the court jurisdiction to protect minors' cross-jurisdictional adoptions. So it requires compliance with federal interstate compact
Yep.
on the placement of children or equivalent for inter-county or inter-country adoption. So basically what this does is this allows somebody to take your kid out of state and bypass some of the safeguards to legally adopt your child
And it
who
says,
was from California.
and what's the next sentence? Hold on, go back. The next sentence is maintain safeguards against trafficking and improper placements.
Yeah.
Really?
So if I was a bad person, I was an evil person, I could go get your kid out of school or wherever, pick up your kid, take them, and I could go across state lines now because this gives me protection.
to adopt them with no
adopt them
with
because
no
I-
ramifications because you want to prevent
Because I don't think
trafficking.
I don't think you're taking good care of them or whatever.
What if you're a trafficker?
Well, that doesn't matter as far as they're concerned.
And why would technology try to bury this when this is a bill that completely has to do with what you were just looking at with 495? You asked specifically about adoption. This is the most current. Why would any search engine not give you the
full
most
thing.
current?
That's right.
Yeah,
450?
start with the most current and work back.
But then it gives a list of all the other 450s this could possibly be talking about, and even on that leaves it off.
But it says it right at the top. No. So it says no, it's not, and then it goes down here and it says a little bit, but it explains none of this. And this is a
But-
completely different bill.
But yeah, well, it kind of is, but
It
it's
isn't.
not. That it has the same number, but it is a different bill.
How can it be the same number in a different bill?
Well, it's still SB 450.
So you just add the dates on it, and now we got a completely different bill.
Yeah.
So status, go back up a little bit more. I wanted to see that status. It says status.
And like what we were talking before, I think they
This is the one for the housing. I just was asking.
Right. So then this one, I'm not leaving it out on purpose. Honestly, my initial response focused on the most recent housing. Okay. Wait a minute.
but housing wasn't asked in the question.
But you're absolutely right. Newer California SB 450. So it acknowledges that this is a newer bill.
Right.
Oh.
Introduced
is
in
about
early,
adoptions.
which directly addresses adoption. So the answer was no. And then, okay, you kind of got me. You're right.
Yeah, but how do they get away with having the same number for meaning different things? So you start out SB 450 and it's for housing, and then we go to SB 450 and it's adoption.
Well, and why do they want the kids to have zero rights and no parental oversight about all of this? Well, what's going on? I mean, I don't know. Let's see. When
They
we
don't
talked
want to
about-
be in control.
The title for this is You Can't Hide Your Lying Eyes, or Good versus Evil if you want. If you were an evil person and you were like involved in child trafficking, and I'm not even saying anybody is, wouldn't this be the kind of thing that you would write? For people to steal your kids and have them disappear and get adopted by somebody they don't even know without your parents' knowledge or consent?
This is scary stuff.
Yeah.
This is very scary, people.
The fact that they're doing this tells you everything you need to know about these lying pieces of crap.
Yeah, that it passed and it got signed in by a guess who?
Yeah, I don't know.
good old governor.
Governor Slick Newsom.
Yeah, he really loves the children and take care of them.
Oh, he's a straight stand-up guy.
Yeah.
He never lies about telling the truth. So let's go to the next one.
He still has his eyeballs, so he's lying.
Yeah, that's right. So let's go to the next one and let's look. So we have to do this because talking about lying. So now, remember, you're an election denier if you denied that the elections are fixed or not fair. So we got Kathy Griffin here, who I personally think is an absolute. I mean, I don't
She's
even know.
bonkers.
I don't even know if she's part human because there's something wrong with this witch, and so now she's running around saying that Elon Musk is a Nazi. And
Yeah.
go ahead and play this because you can't make this crap up. This
Back
person
to
is,
people if they
yeah,
would
go to
vote
the
for
beginning.
Trump.
Yeah, the guy,
That's
this
illegal.
person is,
People are
I've seen
calling
smarter
this
sheep.
protest the No King's Day because Trump thinks he's a fucking king. And, you know, he's not. He's barely a president. In fact, guess what? I'm going to say something that's going to get me in trouble. I don't think he won in a free and fair election. You heard me. I'm coming out and saying it myself. I don't care if that means I look crazy because Elon Musk, who's this other Nazi guy running around town who owns X. And
Stop it there
lot
for
of
just
people
a
think he's-
second. Do these guys even know what a Nazi is? You know, the guys that were Nazis killed like 6 million Jews, imprisoned a bunch of people, you know, had a war, tried to take over Europe.
No, I think
You mean
they
they didn't make peace in the Middle East?
They didn't like stop wars and like 8 of them this year, and they didn't try to not get people killed. They actually targeted groups of people. I just like to know.
But you don't
where
see
they're
that
getting-
going on? You mean you don't see that with Elon and Trump?
Yeah, Elon. Where'd that happen with Elon? I mean, so now anybody, what this is we all know.
Because he went to space?
is what we know is this. Anybody who disagrees with these freaking morons, they call him a Nazi. They don't even know what a Nazi is.
Again, change the definition of words
Yeah.
to
So
fit what I want it to mean.
it kind of pisses me off because Nazis were not like, oh, guys who, you know, were trying to do the right thing and, you know, have businesses and technology that makes people's lives better.
We weren't dancing with the Nazis.
Well, go back and watch your last episode where they changed the Diary of Anne Frank to a graphic
Yeah.
novel.
Yeah.
So Nazi to them is just, ooh, evil bad guy, orange man bad. And Nazi doesn't actually mean internment camps and killing Jews because they've deleted that from history.
You know, like
now
that's
Nazi is
true.
just a derogatory term.
Yeah, I guess the fact that you had like Mengele doing experiments on people and cutting them up and
but you see these people wearing-
Did you ever watch Schindler's List?
Yeah. You know, but you see these type of people wearing T-shirts with Mao on it and stuff. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Like he didn't
Che
kill
Guevara?
12 million or whatever the
So
hell it
that's
was.
not a Nazi because and I'm not an election denier. You are, even though I'm denying the election. Because if I was an election denier, then I would be a Nazi too, and that's not going to compute in my little pea brain.
And I don't have any problems why I have a faceless
Why did-
head in the back with a wig on it.
What? Okay, so play the rest of this because it's like really.
Genius, but he's not. He's like a fake genius. Anyway,
Hold on.
He's
a fake genius because I don't know. He sends rockets to the moon. You know, he's
Yeah,
built a company that is what.
If you're not if you're a fake genius and you're the richest person in the world,
And she's smarter than him because she's done
not-
stuff like that too.
oh, okay,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
a little delusional.
Yeah.
There?
Elon Musk is dumb. Yeah. Go ahead.
but he's a professional Nazi, in my humble opinion. And he's good friends with Trump. And at one point, I don't know if you remember, but he was giving out $1 million checks to people if they would vote for Trump. That's illegal. It's unconstitutional and illegal.
Really?
So that was happening.
No, it didn't
the
happen.
fact that Trump won all 7 swing states, which has never happened in the history of the U.S.
That's because
makes it all very suspicious.
Kamala
to
was
me.
such a
So
great
there I said it.
candidate.
All right, now for some fun pop culture. I went to an award show over the weekend, and it's the first time that I've walked a red carpet since my controversial Kathy Griffin, Donald Trump decapitated head photo, which you can Google very easily. And by the way, it was a Halloween
Wow.
mask. I'm not actually trying
Stop.
to kill.
Wow.
Can you believe this woman? Can you freaking believe this woman? Everybody else hating, you know, you don't want to have hate speech and violence. You're violent and rhetoric. And I'm talking about, while I smile and snicker about showing the president's head decapitated because it was fake. No shit, Sherlock,
Right.
because it wasn't real.
And supposed $1 million checks to buy votes is illegal and unconstitutional, but treason, where you depict the deadheading of a president, is not unconstitutional and illegal. pretty sure treason's punishment is death by beheading,
And then
right?
she,
Yeah.
what
What about the people you paid to do the insurrection on the Capitol? Isn't that treason?
Well, I don't know, and what she's worried about is getting on the red carpet down at the Hollywood Bowl. So let's move on to the next slide because we have
That's
to.
sickening.
We have to. Yeah, let's go to the next one. So
Well, before we go to the next one, I wish I knew the timestamp right here where she says, well, and this might make me look crazy because that didn't make her look crazy, but this does.
Just a little bit. I this is like, wow.
yeah, she's like out of a Stephen King novel, It or Killer Clowns from
yeah.
Outer Space. I mean, it wouldn't take much makeup, and she would be the star of the show. I mean, just saying. Wow. Wow. And that's why she has several wigs because
Well, yeah, when one of the 4 dogs laying in her lap knocks one of the wigs off, that's what they look like.
Okay, and she's an intelligent individual.
And
Yeah.
we should pay attention while she's criticizing other
Yeah.
people for being Nazi stupid people.
Wow.
Let's move on. I can't take her anymore. I can't
Please
take
get
it.
rid of the pictures.
So all of this culminates on this is all misinformation, right? I mean,
And these people tell the truth and give out
They li-
all the
they never
proper
lie.
information on The View.
They
We
never
know
lie.
this. They never lie.
they never lie on The View because they don't know what a lie is. Because if it's not a lie if you believe it.
Okay.
So we had to play this one. This has been hitting the all week. Kind of went viral about Sonny Hostin. Is talking about to Cheryl Hines, RFK's wife, that you got to be careful that he could put out some misinformation on something. Go ahead.
Information, a lot of chaos, a lot of confusion, and I think it's just a very dangerous thing. And I say it with the utmost
Some of,
respect.
some of it's good and some of it's not. That's
Well,
the point.
listen, we all have different views here.
Yes.
Wait, some of the misinformation's good and some of it's bad? Is that what she just said?
Yeah, I think that's what she said. And you got Joy Behar's a real rocket scientist too. She got to get up pretty early in the morning to stay up with her.
I want to
because-
follow her. I want to be just like her.
And
Yeah,
so
okay.
let's finish with the misinformation thing. That's what she's going to say because it's like, yeah, there was no misinformation on the left at all. Let me start.
Except that that's all we did.
Let's go back to COVID, and we could talk about that then. And then there was the laptop from hell, and I mean, I don't even know how many we could list out. We could probably do an all-day show on how much misinformation. In fact,
24-hour sellathon show.
what we should
Well-
do is actually try to find where the left and the mainstream media
Told the truth.
told the truth, because I think of the show, maybe we should have a show on that, but I think it'd be a really short show if we could even come up with any stuff to go with. Just saying. All right, go ahead and play it, Les.
And when you say, misinformation, disinformation, we could go back to COVID when
He's connecting circumcision to autism.
May I finish?
Hold on. What? What? Circumcision to autism?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
No. Go ahead.
Nothing, just the vaccines. He didn't say anything about circumcision.
Fauci people were saying when you get the vaccine, you cannot transmit COVID. It will stop COVID. And that was disinformation, misinformation.
We were also still learning about it. It was a novel
Right.
virus
And
we've never
everybody's-
encountered before.
right.
Because
So
now the
what-
doctors will acknowledge that.
Okay,
And
so
Dr.
hold
Fauci
on,
has a
hold on,
medical
They were
degree.
hold on.
censoring Bobby
Okay,
because Bobby
hold on.
Because they lied
Stop.
about the
Stop.
vaccines.
You can't get it. You won't spread it. It'll help you from getting it less. Wait a minute. No,
There's no side effects.
There's no side effects. And then as you take more boosters, it actually does exactly the opposite of all that. Your heart attack odds go way up. All of a sudden you're spreading it. You're a super spreader, not the guy.
And we didn't know anything back then. We didn't quite understand about the virus.
So we should give up all our rights because we didn't know anything about it yet. So let's
Yeah.
and Fauci would never give us information or misinformation like it wasn't from China, or I'm taking bribes to fund the Wuhan lab.
Misinformation, because it was a flat out lie.
We should believe
there was
him.
no misinformation about it.
We should believe Fauci, who
just lied.
had to get pardoned from Biden, but we're not
Because
sure if we got pardoned from Biden because we're not sure if the auto pen equals a pardon. And so, where did the cocaine in the White House come from?
Wow.
It's these people are unfreaking believable. They have zero look in the mirror self-reflection. I mean, I bet when they look in the mirror, they don't see anybody because it's like a freaking vampire. Go ahead.
Let's see. Leprechaun.
Show us this, and there wasn't any, but people attacked him and said, you're wrong. So it's like, let's take a step back. I know that's your opinion, and that's okay.
Can we, Cheryl, one thing that I think we can all agree on, and you're a big fan of with
thank
his,
you.
is
What can we all
the
agree
MAHA
on?
movement, Make America Healthy Again. You praise your husband's campaign to make food and baby formula safer, which I think is something everyone can get on board with. Tell us.
What a bad person.
He's
Evil.
And they, who was running the show before? They were really protecting us from all of this, right? Because they were science. Yeah, that's it. They were science.
They didn't have anything in the baby food or formula that would harm the children.
I am science.
Well, and they haven't been adding soy to the baby formula for years to weaken an entire generation.
I'm science. Okay. Right now. Here. Science.
Okay. I think somebody drank the Kool-Aid.
It might be weird science, but it's science. Okay. All right. So I don't know. I think we got to stop there because these people are so stupid. And you know, if you were just stupid and evil, it's not quite as bad as just being pure evil, but evil is evil, not good.
You just don't have any brain matter.
So are you either evil or stupid evil, or you are evil stupid? I don't know. I can't. Can we do a survey on the Democrats here? Let's see. Stupid, evil, stupid. Is there a fourth category? Anybody? Smart evil?
Not on that side.
Oh yeah, there's some smart evil guys.
And speaking of smart evil, I looked up why it is that some of these bills have the same number. And we were joking. Well, maybe, because we see bills like 1955, so we know it's in the thousands, right? So we were actually joking downstairs that, well, maybe they just passed so many thousands, it starts over at one every year, right?
Yeah.
Why does it feel like numbers repeat? Sequential numbering, bill numbers are assigned sequentially as bills are introduced in each chamber. For example, AB1, AB2, AB3, with certain low numbers are often reserved for high priority or symbolic legislation like SB1, AB1. Since thousands of bills are introduced each session, the same numbers, especially lower ones, are used in every new session, leading to a perception of repetition.
So it's when it's codified that they put it into a different rule category.
So
they wouldn't.
You were
wouldn't
kind of right when we say every year they start over again. Yeah, that kind of, but it's every session.
Except what they do is the ones that are high profile that they want to get past, they put a low number on, and the ones that they want to hide and mask, they put
higher numbers on.
They put the same number on another bill that they already got. Yeah, that's it.
So that when you Google it to see, hey, is this a bill we need to look into and follow through committee?
Yeah.
And all Google pulls up is a housing bill from last year, you let it slip through.
Because you didn't know. All right.
Yeah, like what we were talking downstairs, and then people just go ahead and vote because they think it's something else.
We report.
And that is called smart liars.
We report, you decide. All right, so there we go. I think that's it for today. I think we've had enough. I'd like to beat the horse a little more, but I think it's already dead. Government is not reason. It is not eloquence. It is force, and force like fire is a dangerous servant and fearful master. And we'll
Till
see
next
you
time.
guys on the next one.